Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us here for Ask 9. I'm Becky Phelps.
And I'm Jim Mertens, and this is the period of time where we get to take your questions and hopefully provide you with as many good answers as possible in regards to not only the news of the day, but sometimes often we talk about how Channel 9 operates.
Absolutely. We have gotten some very great questions from viewers, and so we are going to start off with one about one of our top stories over the last couple days, talking about the Black Hawk Bridge. So this is from Dennis. Dennis points out it's too bad they couldn't have built the new bridge while still having one for people to use. Also, is this the best time to build? Let's give some context there. So the Black Hawk Bridge was closed this morning, and it's going to be closed for 2 years with no new bridge for those 2 years. It's going to cause some issues for the community. People are going to have to either take a ferry, hopefully that'll open up soon, or drive 30 miles to the next bridge, causing some strains for local businesses and the people who live around there.
And it has been a bridge that, as you have pointed out, has been a number of years in the making as far as coming up with what they're going to do. Now, if you go to the Iowa DOT website, they were explaining that they basically had just 3 options, and those 3 options were to either tear down the old bridge and abandon the whole concept, so don't even build a new one. The other option was to build a new bridge next to the old bridge, which is pretty much what they're doing right now. And the third one was to just demolish the bridge and then build a new bridge there, which would have taken even more time. So obviously what they were trying to do was to have the inconvenience as little as possible while still having a bridge there, so build a new one right next to the old one. That was the plan. That
plan, they tried it. Didn't work out so well. So this bridge is 94 years old. It is in bad condition. The DOT says that this is an urgent project, like they really need to get this bridge, get people off the bridge, let's just say. It's fragile. So they started back in 2023 building a new bridge right next to the old one. They tried to do that project at the same time to disrupt as few people as possible. Thousands of people cross that bridge every day. That didn't work so well. The construction of the new bridge was causing some concerns around the stability of the old one, and the project manager said that that could have led to a catastrophic failure of the old bridge, and they just cannot take that risk.
Now, we have pictures of the 2 bridges, or at least the construction of the new bridge right next to the old bridge. This is the old bridge. It shows you how narrow that bridge is, and as you said, how old that bridge as well. And then we're going to have a little bit of an aerial shot that you can see right there, and you can see the construction of the new bridge right next to it. You can see the width being so much different, but that's how close those 2 bridges are, so that you had to limit the amount of space on both sides of the river that were taken up for construction, because you got to get clearance, you got to be able to get traffic in and out of there. This was the least disruptive plan that they had. And getting to the second part of Dennis's question was why now when you have winter going on? But this bridge is not an overnight construction project. This is taking months and seasons to get completed. So it's inevitable that they were going to have to work during winter months.
Absolutely. It's going to take 2 years, they are projecting, to finish it. Again, they have, as you can see, started some work. They've got some supports in place. But again, they're going to have to disrupt something. They're going to have to work through at least 1 or 2 winters. So why not start now? And at least this way, closing the old bridge now, they've given local businesses the time to get through their summer customers, hopefully get that business.
DOT also saying that they're trying to limit some of this commute time by, as you were saying, getting a car ferry that is able to travel both sides of the river. They said in past times, if you have a very short construction period, a smaller project, they would use a water taxi. So you would park your vehicle on one side, taxi across to the other side. But because of the length of this service, they're trying to put in an actual car ferry. Now, that imposes its own problems. So you have to find the barge that'll take the cars over. You have to find a crew that can safely navigate the river and get your vehicle across. You also have to have access points on both sides that have to be constructed which requires both sides of government all agreeing, limiting the environmental impact, and they say they hope to have a car ferry in operation by November. So that's why that's not an immediate thing as well.
Yeah, there is no convenient way to do this project, really. It is, any way you slice it, going to disrupt business. It is going to cause issues for people commuting. The next closest bridge, I think we said, is 30 miles away. That is going to cause problems for local businesses. We had a reporter, Lacey Reeves, up in Lansing this weekend. She was talking to a restaurant owner who said he's had staff quit because they are not going to be able to make the commute work, and they are having to adjust shifts for other people. They're really having to make some big changes.
We were talking about a lot of construction projects, road construction projects, street construction projects in your city, that when it's on a major thoroughfare, the disruption it does for businesses can be catastrophic for businesses. I want to throw one quick little thing here in regards to this bridge. As you said, it's old.
Very, 94 years.
The structure has served the area since 1931 with a closure from 1945 until 1957 when it was damaged by ice dams. So it has had a history where there have been, this is Iowa DOT, there have been times and there's been problems with this bridge that links Lansing to Crawford County, Wisconsin. That's way back.
Yeah.
But still, it shows you that this is an old bridge.
Yeah, it's definitely gone through some things. Before this ultimate closure, I mean, they were this whole summer having to stop and close it for a couple weeks, figure out what they're going to do, try and adjust the plan. So, like you said, Jim, they have tried to make this as easy for everyone as possible, but this is just the safest way to get a new bridge up.
Got another question. This is from Kelly Joe, who was on Facebook Messenger to send us this question. How did KCRG decide what and where to cover for the No Kings protest that happened over this past weekend? Lots of people asked a version of this question, but Kelly Joe, we want to give you a bit of a shout out for asking a question that, let's be honest, is indicative to what a lot of people were asking.
100%. We were getting phone calls, messages, emails asking particularly why we didn't have a presence, a KCRG presence at the Cedar Rapids protest. We are located in downtown Cedar Rapids, but we do as a station cover all of Eastern Iowa, and across Eastern Iowa, there were 22 No Kings rallies. And to provide some context for anyone who may have missed these over the weekend, the No Kings rallies were organized well in advance, I think weeks at least, as a response to push back against the Trump administration. People frustrated with a number of things: the ongoing government shutdown, National Guard presence in a couple of major cities. A lot of issues were brought up to a reporter who went out to Waterloo to cover one of those protests. So how did we decide which protest to cover this weekend? With 22 in our coverage area, there are a couple things that come into play. One, we have very limited staff on the weekends, as does every other business in the world. So, and on a day where we might have 5 or 6 reporters, on the weekend we have maybe just 1. So we have to send them somewhere. We try to cover all of our coverage area. We have covered many protests in Cedar Rapids, especially over this past summer and over the last couple of years. The 5 years I've worked here, we have covered, I can't tell you how many protests in Green Square, just a block away. So Waterloo, pretty big turnout for this protest, and we thought that's, a good place to start. This is some video from that protest. Thousands of people came out to, I believe, Lincoln Square maybe, in Waterloo, to take part in the No Kings rally. TV9's Jackson Valenti was out there, interviewed at least, I think, 4 or 5 people there, talked to a bunch of people off camera, gauging why they came out, trying to get that reaction in the best way that we could. We cannot be at all 22 of these rallies.
And to be honest, every now and then you want to get to another location just to give voices to other geographic areas. I mean, covering Cedar Rapids is very easy for us to do, of course, because that's our home and that's our home base. But you try to get to the Iowa cities, you try to get to the Waterloo and Dubuque, and you get to all the other communities as well. But those are the big 4 that we always consider. And sometimes you just want to go out of your comfort zone of Cedar Rapids in order to hear other viewpoints other than what you do hear from your neighbors here in this city.
And here's another thing. We have a great resource that we on the weekend utilize a lot. which is you guys. Viewers send us in photos and videos of things. We're going to show you some video that we got from viewers of the Cedar Rapids No Kings Rally that we aired in our coverage. This shows exactly what the turnout was along 8th Avenue. We got a lot of photos in from people sending those in on UNews. So on the weekends when we don't have the resources to go to all of these different rallies, we very much appreciate the viewers sending in their coverage, their photos, their videos of the things going on so that we can have the most well-rounded coverage we can.
Because we do it for more than just storms, let's put it that way, because we really do appreciate when you send us any video or any pictures of events near you. We do our best to verify the authenticity of the video or the pictures. We make sure that we're able to use them on the air. So sometimes not every piece of video or every picture that is sent to us we're able to use because we can't necessarily verify it or we can't get clearance for it. We can't just take things off of social media. I'm sure you wouldn't want us to do that. So that explains a little bit about why some video gets on the air and other pieces of video may not.
That is a great point that you brought up, Jim. We cannot just take things off of social media willy-nilly. We do get added on Facebook a lot, like, why aren't you playing this video? Why aren't you doing this? We don't have access to that video. We need to be sent, we need to request that video. We can't just pull things here and there. So if you have something that you'd like to submit for coverage, send it in, UNews on our website, and that way we have at least a shot of providing that in our coverage.
And we are very, very careful regarding that because people are very protective of the video or the pictures that they put on social media. And there's been a number of instances where somebody has just taken something off of social media and putting it on a broadcast station or using it without getting clearance. And you get sued, basically, or you ask for an amount of money as almost a penalty for using that video or that picture. So we're very careful. And if you do send us video or pictures, you'll find that you have to fill out a bit of a form. And it's not because we necessarily want a ton of information about you and your background. It's for purely legal reasons to safeguard the fact that you have allowed us to use this video and we are allowed to use it.
Absolutely. We have one more viewer submitted question that's on a bit of a lighter note. This was sent in by Calvin. Calvin emailed this to me. What are the day-to-day basics for a news anchor? Great news, Calvin. You're in luck. I have a news anchor right here with me.
Well, and you as well. I mean, you know exactly what it's like. I mean, here's the thing is it takes a huge team to put together a newscast or even, to put together a podcast or a streaming service. I mean, it takes a lot of people behind the scenes. For me, of course, you wake up and you start consuming the news immediately. You're trying to figure out what is going on. You're checking your emails and all those things. And so for me, my day actually starts closer to, my official day starts closer to 1:30, 1:45. And as we've mentioned in past broadcasts, you have a meeting, you discuss what's going on, you give story ideas, tell people what you've learned or what you have found out. You find out what other people have learned and you kind of chart your future broadcast off of that meeting. Now, mind you, my meeting is at 1:45. There's already been a meeting at 9 in the morning. There's already been planning the day before, if not days before that, when you know of a big event that's coming up. So, I mean, in some ways, your day is moderately planned, but it can easily change. And then my newscasts start at, as you well know, 4 and 6 and 10 for me. So you're going over scripts, you're talking to reporters, you're kind of busy.
Those hours are jam-packed. Jim, Beth, and Danielle work so hard from the hours of, some of them come in early, but let's say 1 to 4, they are working restlessly to make sure that everything that we have in our newscast is good, that we have, if they see a story and we should have it in the newscast, that it gets added, that reporters have the support they need. It is not a laid-back job.
Yeah, Danielle and Beth do that. I just kind of lay back and say,
don't sell yourself
that's
that
a great idea, guys. Let's do that.
But yeah, there is a lot of collaboration for sure.
And every day is different. I mean, I've been doing this. I got into radio in 1978. I got into TV in about 1982, 83. And the thing is no 2 days, even when it's a boring day, no 2 days are the same. It's just very interesting.
A fun question based off of this. Jim, who does your makeup?
You know what? Seriously, when I got here, I found a great group of women that run a barber shop in Hiawatha, and and they were surprised because I mean, so I get my haircut. I guess I'm on a 5-week plan now. But seriously, all I do is make sure that I have enough powder on the forehead and the nose so I'm not shining all over the place. It's me, and Beth does her own makeup, and
I also, yes, we
Danielle.
all do our own hair and makeup.
Yeah.
The dressing room can be at times so packed. You know, we've got like curling irons and straighteners and everything in there. And so
but it's a great question.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and we get asked that a lot. We do not have dedicated makeup artists. If we did, I would be posting them all over the place.
And I usually always told people, because I'm an old person, I usually always told people about, you don't know who Soupy Sales is, do you? Soupy Sales was a comedian, and a lot of you might remember, back in the 50s and 60s, and he had a children's show. Okay. Very, very funny guy. And one of the things was he had a makeup guy, and it was a big powder puff, and the guy would go like this with that and spread all over him. And it just, those of you who know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's who I used to say does my makeup, with Soupy Sales.
I wish it worked like that.
You're going to have to go on YouTube and look this up now.
I have to pull that clip up. I would like to see this.
Everyone's learning something here about TV.
Yeah, I would love to see how that works.
We're gonna have to show that. We'll show that clip one of these days.
Okay, we'll pull that up for tomorrow.
See if we're
we'll
allowed.
Have that ready.
Got to get clearance.
Oh, we can.
Okay, all right.
Streaming? I think.
Sure.
We'll chat.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
We'll do our best.
A reason to tune in tomorrow to see if we were able to do it.
Someone send that question in so I can tell my boss we have to show it.
Justify it. Thank you.
We do want to throw one more plug out there for a story. We have been working hard on promoting our investigations and our specials. TV9's Libby Randall has our latest I-9 out. It's about how local farmers and their corn, those products get turned into everything that we use, from toilet paper to drywall to toothpaste. Every single thing. And you can watch those investigations on our app. You can download it using this QR code. You can stream it on our website. This is our free app. Head to the App Store if you don't want to use the QR code and just type in KCRG.
So many different ways that corn is the lifeblood of the Midwest, particularly of Iowa.
Absolutely. And of course, please, please, please continue to send in your questions to Ask 9. We are having such a great time hearing from you, and we would love it if you would send us some Facebook messages, email Jim or I, anything that you guys want to know more about. We want to help.
And we are getting a lot of questions asked. We appreciate that. So if you don't get your question answered right away, don't worry. It may be coming in a future episode.
Absolutely. All right. Well, tune in to Jim and Beth coming up on the TV9 News at 6, and we'll see you tomorrow.